Hello mountain bikers, and welcome back to your favorite gear show. Summer is winding down here in the Northern Hemisphere already, bike parks are closing, and the days are getting shorter and colder. Well, that depends where you live, I guess. But fear not, we've discovered the perfect remedy for your post-MTB season blues: shopping. That's right, nothing like a little fresh gear to get your spirits up. And fresh gear is just what we have lined up for you today, with 2 new bike racks, a dropper lever post, and a nifty little multi-tool on the menu. But before we get into the reviews, time for our customary industry news roundup with a month in a minute. Let's dig in. Santa Cruz has had a busy month, launching not 1 but 2 new bikes, the now mullet mode only 5010 and the new Tallboy 5. Both get updated geo and the glovebox integrated frame storage. Head to our site for our ride impressions of the 5010. Transition introduced a carbon version of the new Patrol, knocking 2.8 pounds off the alloy bike that was launched last year. Nukeproof has brought back an updated version of its solemn dirt jump frame, now made from alloy to minimize weight. We continues to expand and evolve its lineup of frames with the arrival of a new 170mm version and an updated 152mm version of the Arrival. Lapierre's new ProRace CF cross-country hardtail features flexible stays to provide a degree of extra comfort. Trek has released a whole new Fuel EX with updated geo, internal frame storage and plenty of frame adjustability. First ride impressions are up on our site. Evil has updated the Reckoning with a SRAM universal derailleur hanger, hardware improvements and new colors. Pivot has just introduced the third e-bike in its lineup, the Shuttle LT, rocking 160mm of travel and built for the burly trails. Again, we have some early ride impressions up on the site if you want to learn more. Anomaly's crowd-funded shoe is back with version 2.0, now featuring an updated sole pattern and a wider fit. Industry veteran Mike Flaherty has launched Tor Cycling, a trail enduro component brand, and he has also partnered up with Spencer Thompson to launch a dirt jump brand, Arc Bikes. Intended for trail or aggressive cross-country riding, Noble's new TR35 wheels feature a wider profile with front and rear specific rims. OneUp's excellent dropper post is now available in a short travel version for bikes with 27.2mm C-tubes. Gravel and XC are the main target applications for this one. Absolute Black has introduced the first ever mountain bike brake pads containing graphene in the friction compound. They also feature fins for improved cooling. DT Swiss has a new heavy-duty rim, the FR541, boasting improved impact resistance and pinch flat protection, all while weighing less than the FR560. And to conclude this section, Raceface has just updated its venerable turbine crank with a sleeker profile said to still offer the same level of performance as the outgoing model. Woof, quite a lot to digest there. But wait, there's more. Time to get into the reviews. P&W Components continues to expand its product line with the introduction of the all-new Pebble tool, a small but very functional multi-tool designed to fit into pretty much any storage pouch or pocket. As you might deduce from the name, the Pebble tool features a very rounded design to ensure it can be comfortably carried in a pocket. The tool selection is reduced to a minimum, but intended to include the bits necessary to get you out of most trailside trouble. There are 3, 4, 5 and 6mm Allen keys, a Torx 25 key and a Dynaplug tubeless repair tool. You can buy the tool with just the 1 tubeless plug included or opt for a bundle to get 5 recharge plugs. You can also buy recharge plugs of the same or different types directly from Dynaplug or their dealers. On the trail, we appreciate the small form factor and the ease of use of the Pebble. In our experience, this limited tool selection will indeed get you out of most trouble you may encounter while riding. Of course, you probably won't be able to snug up a pedal or tighten a big frame bolt, but on a well-maintained bike, you wouldn't expect that to be a regular occurrence anyway. Bigger multi-tools include items like chain breakers, tire levers and spoke wrenches, which are all lacking on the Pebble, so it's up to you to choose your tool according to your needs. We particularly appreciate the Pebble tool on shorter rides where you won't be getting too far away from the trailhead or civilization in general. The small form factor and low weight are an advantage in this case. The finish of the tool is excellent and the wrenches feel good on the bolts. Yes, the keys are quite short, which may limit access to some bolts, but overall, the tool does what it was designed to do. And if you're into lugging the minimal amount of stuff on your rides, the Pebble is a great choice. As always with P&W Components, it's competitively priced too. The lever is an integral part of the dropper post experience, and OneUp Components has just taken steps to improve their offering with the introduction of the third version of their lever. The V3 lever features a revised shape and comes with a replaceable thumb pad. There are 6 colors to choose from in addition to stock black, so you'll be able to spice up your ride a bit if you so wish. The V3 is compatible with all major control standards. You can run it with everything from a standalone handlebar clamp to a Shimano iSpec or SRAM Matchmaker mount. There are 3 different mounting holes to ensure enough adjustability to suit most any position preferences. The V3 lever has also been reworked to require 27% less force than the outgoing V2 model. Installing the V3 on our Hope Tech 4 equipped test bike was easy, using the Hope supplied Matchmaker mount. We particularly appreciate the cable port provided in the thumb pad, which holds the cable end securely in place after you cut it to length. You don't even need to use a cable crimp. The new lever position and geometry are also an improvement over the V2 in our opinion. The V2 was designed to mimic the small upshift paddle of a trigger shifter, which we found would cause the lever to feel like it was too far away from the thumb at the end of the stroke, like the lever was getting away from you. The V3 addresses that concern with a more traditional lever placement, more closely aligned to the larger paddle of a trigger shifter. The lever now falls more naturally under the thumb, and the light actuation force required makes it easier to feel what the post is doing. We paired the V3 lever up with OneUp's excellent dropper, a combination that has been flawless during testing so far. Light lever action and quick response from the dropper make it all very intuitive in use. The large bearing in the lever pivots super smoothly, and the finish of the lever in general is of very high quality. We'd expect nothing less than great performance for many happy rides to come from this one. In June, Rocky Mounts released an all-new hitch-mounted bike rack with some great features. The system is capable of carrying 2 bikes, up to 60 pounds each, in a standing position. The bikes are held in place by their wheels, completely eliminating any frame contact. The guide rail can accommodate wheel sizes from 20 to 29 inches via a series of preset holes in the wheel locks. Riders simply flip the blue levers to unlock the wheel trays, flip them up and plop the bike in. The wheel trays can be slid back into place and will stay put even without the locks activated, making loading and adjusting the bikes easy. Once properly situated, flip the blue levers again and press each wheel tray into place to securely hold the bike. The guide rail as a whole flips up, level and down via a large handle that is easily accessed. Additionally, it has an integrated lock system and comes with its own chain. We were big fans of this feature and appreciate the thoughtful and secure design. The rack is held in place with a threaded anti-sway bolt that is locked into the vehicle, making for a very solid setup. Quick heads up to newer Ford and Ram truck owners, even in the drop position, there is minor contact between the tailgate and the empty rack. The contact is not severe enough to cause real damage, but it is still advisable to flip out the wheel trays to keep your tailgate out of harm's way when accessing gear in the truck bed. Overall, we give the Rocky Mounts guide rail top marks for being compact, well thought out and loaded with convenient features. North Shore Racks recently launched their 2023 line, which brought about some updates to their long-loved and trusted vertical bike carrying systems. At first glance, there did not seem to be much in the way of changes, though the devil is in the details. To start, the rubber fittings over the fork mount have been updated to a thicker, more durable material. The intent is to reduce the well-known marring of fork crowns after some miles on the NSR systems. There has also been a revision to the overall angle at which the rack carries bikes. The intent is to give greater down-tube clearance for certain downhill bikes and e-bikes. The overall payload capacity is 200 pounds. Lastly, the new line of racks benefits from a 3-stage coating process to help the paint last as long as the actual rack. To illustrate, our Vital crew has had an NSR4 in operation for over 7 years, and it is still going strong. Bikes are loaded in the same fashion as always, with the cradle holding the fork crown. To that end, bikes will need a suspension fork to be loaded on the North Shore rack. The rear tire is held in place with a rope that riders can tie knots into at various lengths to accommodate different tire sizes. The rack can be adjusted in overall height to accommodate vehicle ground clearance and ride height. Ours is in the top position. The NSR can be mounted fore and aft as well to move the bikes closer or farther away from the back of the vehicle to accommodate clearance in that area. Lastly, there are 3 angles at which the bike rack can sit. Pulling the cotter pin allows the rack to drop back for access to your rear hatch or tailgate. When not in use, the NSR4 will fold in half and tucks nicely out of the way. The rack is mounted via a threaded anti-sway hitch pin. Unfortunately, the pin does not include a locking mechanism and the cotter pin hole is rather small, so a substantial padlock will not fit. Overall, the fit and finish of the new NSR system is second to none. North Shore racks use heavy-duty North American steel and from our experience, will last a lifetime. Okay then, that's the end of the show. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for taking the time to tune in. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And until next time, happy trails!